what is the direction that the whole forum is looking towards. So ladies and gentlemen, let me grab this opportunity to introduce Pradeep Vajram. Mr. Pradeep Vajram is a successful entrepreneur and a veteran in the semiconductor embedded industry. He has over 25 plus years of experience in having executed all levels of responsibilities in the design and development of ASIC products. He has been active investor in semiconductor and deep technology USA-India corridor startup since 2017 and has vast experience in building successful businesses in Silicon Valley and in India. Currently, Mr. Pradeep is the CEO and executive chairman at the Alpha ICs Corporation. Before Alpha ICs, he founded Smart Play Technologies in 2008. The world's first integrated end-to-end product engineering company. SmartLay was then acquired by Arisent in the year 2015. Prior to SmartPlay, he served as the Vice President of Engineering at Qualcomm, heading the India Semiconductor Division in Bangalore. Under his leadership, Qualcomm Bangalore Design Center developed into a strong center of excellence and delivered multiple 3G, 4G products successfully. And the story goes on. Prior to Qualcomm, he was the CEO and co-founder of Spike Technologies, a leading chip design service company, which was acquired by Qualcomm in 2004. With a bachelor's degree in electronics engineering from Karnataka University and a master's degree in computer engineering from Wayne State University, Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's an absolute honor to have on stage Mr. Pradeep Vajram.
Andarki namaskaram. Thank you very much for inviting me for the APTA. Madan asked me to be part of APTA and asked me to give a speech, but I didn't know it was going to be a keynote until this morning. But thank you for that as well. So the first thing is they asked me to talk about entrepreneur journey. It's been 30 years since I've been an entrepreneur, so it's going to be very hard to give you all the details. But rather than that, talking about the journey, I thought, let me talk about what we learned, and that will be much more easier. The first thing is we just want to talk about who are we. So as of today, we are a 7-raise semi, which is an investment venture. We put about $40 million, which is about 300 plus crores. It's a family fund along with my brother and my partner. Then underneath that, we've been investing in 2 sectors. One is real estate sector, which is under Vajram brand, family brand, and technology side. On real estate side, it's been run by my brother, Pawan Vajram. He's doing a very good job. He was in US and asked him to come over when I sold my second company. So if you look at that, we've now delivered 24 lakhs of residential square foot of residential property. We've about 12 lakhs of commercial, 6 lakhs of commercial, and we're also getting into logistics. There are also, we have quite a bit of ongoing projects in pipeline as well as ongoing. So it's been a fantastic journey for the last 7 years and started small by my father in Bangalore and then expanded quite a bit now. On technology side, maybe I think I'll use this better. On technology side, we have been investing in technology in basically from Silicon Valley as well as Indian companies. If you look at it, roughly about 100 crores have been invested in here, and 4 of them are, we take a full control. I mean, we take a deep, with at least 50 plus of ownership, and then rest of them are purely VC investment. And that's been going on well as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is, how did we begin? So I've started my journey after finishing my MS. I started working for a company in US, worked there for 6 years, then came back to India and started a company called Spike Technologies in 1994, when nobody knew what silicon is, all semiconductor is. That's when we started off. And then what was the motivation? The real motivation there was always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So didn't want to work for a corporation. That's the real motivation. And what really happened? When did I make the decision going from a corporate to to entrepreneur. I think the thing what really made me is my wife could not get a visa to America. I got married, and those days were very difficult. I was already a green card holder. I said, if she can come, I can come to India and be here. And that's how I started off. And at that point, the opportunity was in 1994. We saw that several companies, including Wipro, Infosys, many software companies are doing very well and growing well and all being going to public. That's when my thought occurred, why can't we do the same thing in silicon side? And that's the 1994 when people did not even know what silicon is. That's how we started off. And the journey is like this. Spike was started in 1994. After 10 years of working at it, I was going back and forth from India and US. The Cisco was acquired by Qualcomm, which is one of the leading technology companies, mobile technology companies. We became the base for Qualcomm in Bangalore for semiconductor development. After that, I worked there for almost 3+ years and delivered multiple modem products and started Smart Play. Similar, but much more expanded version of what we did. It's more of silicon as well as the complete systems, including the software for the 3G and 4G stacks. That was acquired by Adicent, which is a much bigger company, so consulting company, for $180+ million those days. And thereafter, we put a 7-raise fund, which has been investing. So it's been a last 30+ years, it's been a long journey. But more importantly, what did we learn? I think I want to talk about a few things. First thing, myth. I think we all have certain myths. Mana andarki oka entrepreneur avvalante edo oka rakamaina myth undi. So I want to talk about that. Then we'll want to talk about what makes you a successful person, whether it's an entrepreneur, politician, or education institute, whatever it is. There are a few things that we as a self have to have. The third thing is organization. What kind of organization you want to build? It's very important to look into that as well. And last one is the culture. So talking about the myths, the first thing they say is, we all have to be super intelligent to become a successful person. I think absolutely not true. I don't think you need to be super intelligent. You need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to have an ability to see where you are, what is an opportunity right in front of you. That's the first thing. Second thing is, a lot of people say, oh, he's been at the right time, right place. I don't think there's anything as right time, right place. Every day there's an opportunity. Every year there's an opportunity. Every decade provides an opportunity. It's just that some of us get to see that and others cannot see that. That's born with a silver spoon. And others, oh, వాడికి ఏముంది, వాడు మంచి ఫ్యామిలీలో పుట్టాడు, వాళ్ళ మామ పెద్దోడు, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చెప్తూ ఉంటాం. I think that's also, I really think it's some of the things, if you really look back, most of the entrepreneurs come from a very, very challenging conditions. And that's what we've seen when I launched, if I look back and there are many entrepreneurs that have come, they've come from a very simple background. And that's about one of the myths we had. Now the thing is about entrepreneurs, of what makes you a successful entrepreneur? That's passion. Passion is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be arts, it could be politics, it could be science, whatever it is, you have to have the passion. In my mind, what drew me is that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Didn't matter whether I worked for a MNC or a big company. If I had my own company with 10+ people, that's enough. That's all I wanted. And that's how I started. Ability to take a risk. And many of us have passion, but a lot of them don't do the next step, ability to take a risk. You are always worried about, oh, if I do that, will I get my paycheck? Will I be able to afford the same lifestyle I have? Will I be able to do that and this? I think that's where you have to be different. You have to have that ability of taking the risk, and that's very important to be an entrepreneur. And rely on your core strengths. Don't try to run around everything that looks green and everything that's an opportunity. You have to understand what your core strength is. Once you understand your core strength, please work on it, and I'm sure you'll be, when you become when you start working on more and more, you'll be a lot more stronger. And pushing yourself consistently. And this is another problem most of the entrepreneurs have. The moment you see your first success, you relax. If you want to be an entrepreneur, there's nothing to like relaxing. Every day there is a challenge. Every day there is a change. So you have to consistently figure it out who your competition is, how you want to position yourself, or how you want to work harder. And the third one is the organization. Organization, we all need to know to build a very great organizations. The first, I would say, ethics. The most important thing I've learned in the last 30 plus years, especially in the US-India corridor, you have to have a very ethical background, very professional background. There's nothing like shortcut. You can never become a successful and be successful for a long journey if you're shortcuts. So you have to be very professional and have very strong ethicals when you are building an organization. Strong sharing and caring. That's another important thing. Every single time we exited, we made sure that all the key people that are with us are rewarded, whether in terms of stock options, whether in terms of bonuses at the time of exit. And we always make sure that we always cared for the people that work for us. It could be a simple thing. Some of them are going to be family issues where mother is not well. Be a little bit passionate about that. Be human and help them. And it takes you a long, long way. Ability to listen. And again, another thing most of us have is the moment you see the success, you become too much of yourself. You think you know everything. You stop listening to what is happening on the ground level. That is where you see the failure. So you want to be an entrepreneur successful, you have to make sure that you keep listening what is happening at the back on the ground. And making a tough decisions. It's not easy. As you keep moving, you collaborate with your partners, you bring your friends, you bring your family members into the organization. But when things are not going well, you have to stand and do what is right for the organization. It is not about the relationship anymore. It's about the organization. There are thousands of people behind who are relying on this organization. So you have to make sure that your ability to take a very tough decisions if they're not going right is important. Last one is culture. Culture, I think especially this era, is very important. There is a generation gap. When we started off, the culture is very different. When we are today, it's very different. It's the Gen Zs and Y, whatever you call it. The kids are very different. They want to be part, they want to have some kind of a great culture in the company. So the culture is most important. One of the things we look at it, the way you build the right culture is ability to treat everybody with respect. Irrespective of who it is, it could be a management, it could be an office boy. Make sure that you treat them with respect and make sure that you give them respect. Work hard, but don't forget to have fun. And many of us are so involved in working, a lot of times you forget what to have the fun. I think you need to make sure that you have that fun in the organization as well. How do you do that? Make sure that there is every opportunity you get, you appreciate the people you are behind you, and you celebrate every success, every milestone, and things like opening an office, things like celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi, Christmas party, all of that makes so important. And sometimes the younger generation wants you to be part of their own activity. I mean, going to a dance floor and dancing with them, just shake your leg a little bit, even if you don't know, and do some nonsense. It'll make them connect with the management, and that's where you see the culture has to be more fun for them. The last thing I think it's very important to me, global business is never built by one person. It has to be by a team. If you do that,